Listen to me. Focus is the difference between average and greatness. It's the difference between being remembered and being forgotten. It's the line between dreaming and doing. And too many of you are playing with your potential because you're distracted by everything that doesn't move you closer to your purpose. Let me tell you something. The moment you lose focus, you give your future permission to drift. You give doubt room to breathe. You allow comfort to creep in and tell you, it's okay to stop now. But it's not okay. It's never okay to settle when you've got more inside of you. Don't you dare settle for a life you didn't fight for. Don't you dare compromise on your vision because it got hard. Everything worth having is uphill. You say you want success, but do you want it bad enough to eliminate distractions? Do you want it bad enough to cut off comfort? Do you want it bad enough to stay focused when your friends are partying, when your family doesn't understand, when your body is tired, when your bank account is low, and when the dream looks further away than ever before? Because focus is not about convenience, it's about commitment. You've got to lock in when everything around you is pulling you in the opposite direction. Lock in when nobody's watching. Lock in when it's lonely. Lock in when it's painful. Why? Because what's on the other side of that pain is the version of you this world desperately needs. Listen, I get it. It's tempting to settle. Settling is easy. Settling is safe. Settling is comfortable, but settling steals your legacy. It robs your greatness. It tells your future that you weren't willing to pay the price for it. You were not born to be average. You were not created to just exist. You are here to dominate in your lane, and the only way you do that is by staying focused, locking in on the mission, and never settling for anything less than what you were born to become. Every single day wake up and remind yourself, I will not quit, I will not fold, I will not settle, I will stay focused, I will keep grinding, I will keep growing, I will keep going, until my reality looks like my vision. You owe it to the person you could become. You owe it to the people who believe in you. You owe it to the people who are watching, praying you don't give up. Because your breakthrough, your testimony, your victory, it's not just about you. Focus is the foundation of all achievement. Without it, your vision dies. You can have all the talent in the world. You can have the best ideas, the biggest dreams, the strongest ambition. But if you don't have focus, all of that means absolutely nothing. Because focus is the glue that holds everything together when things start to fall apart. Focus is what keeps your eyes locked on the goal when the storm comes. It's what keeps you moving forward when everything around you is screaming for your attention, pulling at your energy, demanding your time, and testing your patience. Focus is not just a mental state. It's a discipline, it's a habit, it's a lifestyle. Most people don't fail because they're not gifted. They don't fail because they didn't want it. They fail because they couldn't focus. They started strong, but they got distracted. They lost sight of the mission. They let little things, temporary things, emotional things, meaningless things take priority over the mission. And every time you lose focus, every time you allow distractions to creep in, you delay your progress. You lose momentum. You waste energy that should be fueling your dream. That's why focus is the foundation. It's what keeps you building when motivation fades, when inspiration is gone, when you're tired, when you're doubting, when nothing seems to be going your way. Focus means saying no to good things so you can say yes to the right things. It means shutting out the noise even when that noise is coming from the people around you. It means locking in on your vision so hard that nothing can shake you. Not opinions, not setbacks, not failures, not pressure, not even pain, because pain will come. But focus is what allows you to keep going even when it hurts. It's what allows you to keep believing even when nothing around you is working in your favor. Without focus, you become reactive instead of intentional. You start responding to life instead of creating it. You start chasing distractions instead of pursuing destiny. You have to protect your focus like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. You can lose money and get it back. You can lose opportunities and create new ones, but when you lose focus, you lose time, and time doesn't come back. Time is the one thing you can't rewind. Every hour spent on the wrong thing is an hour stolen from your dream. Every minute spent entertaining something that doesn't push you forward is a minute you'll never see again. So if you care about your future, if you're serious about your calling, you've got to get serious about your focus. It's easy to talk about dreams. It's easy to get excited when you start something new. But the ones who actually reach the finish line, the ones who make an impact, the ones who rise to the top, they are the ones who know how to focus through frustration, through boredom, through distraction, through temptation. They're the ones who understand that focus isn't something you do once. It's something you do every single day. It's something you fight for. It's something you defend, because the world is built to break your focus. Social media, entertainment, drama, gossip, comfort. Every day something will try to steal your attention, and you have to decide what matters more, your feelings or your future. You don't need more talent, more resources, more followers, more validation. You need more focus, because when you focus, you maximize what you already have. You stop waiting for the perfect time and start creating results with what's in your hands right now. You start moving with urgency. You stop wasting time trying to do 100 things and start doing the one thing that actually changes everything. Focus is what gives your energy direction. Without direction, your energy is scattered. You're busy but not productive. You're moving but not progressing. But when you focus, you make every effort count. Every action has purpose. Every step is strategic. There will be people who don't understand your focus. They'll call it obsession. They'll say you're doing too much. They'll tell you to relax, to take it easy, to settle down. But they don't see what you see. They don't feel the fire inside you. They don't know the cost of your dream. You can't expect them to understand, and you don't need them to. You're not focusing for them. You're focusing for you, for your legacy, for the lives your purpose is meant to touch. So don't apologize for your focus. Don't shrink to make others comfortable. Don't lose sight of your mission trying to please people who were never meant to go where you're headed. Your future depends on your ability to stay locked in, to stay clear, to stay committed to the goal even when the journey gets ugly. Your focus will be tested. Your focus will be attacked. But if you protect it, if you sharpen it, if you train yourself to stay locked in no matter what, you'll begin to unlock levels of potential you didn't even know you had. You'll find clarity in the chaos. You'll find strength in the struggle. You'll find power in your purpose. Focus isn't just about finishing. It's about becoming. It's about transforming into the version of you that's capable of carrying the weight of the dream. It's about becoming the person who doesn't break when life applies pressure, who doesn't fold when adversity shows up, who doesn't flinch when the vision looks impossible. Distractions are the enemy of progress. Eliminate them without apology. Every single time you give your attention to something that does not serve your purpose, you lose a piece of your future. Distractions are not just harmless time wasters. They are dream killers dressed in convenience. They are comfort wrapped in chaos. They come in small doses: notifications, conversations, habits, scrolling, second, guessing, doubting, comparing. And before you know it, they've taken over your day, your momentum, your clarity. If you are not intentional about eliminating distractions, they will quietly consume everything you've worked so hard to build. You can't build a legacy while being loyal to your distractions. You can't expect greatness to flow through a mind that's constantly being pulled in 50 directions. You say you want to be successful, but you're checking your phone every 5 minutes. You say you want to be disciplined, but you're watching hours of content that does nothing for your growth. You say you want to be different, but you're doing what everyone else is doing, following trends instead of setting them. If you're serious about rising to the next level, you have to be serious about cutting off everything that doesn't align with where you're going. You owe no one an explanation for protecting your peace, your focus, and your grind. You don't need permission to say no. You don't have to justify distancing yourself from people who distract you from your vision. You don't have to explain why you're not showing up to every event, why you're not texting back instantly, why you're not wasting time trying to please everyone. Because the moment you give energy to distractions, you start bleeding power. You start drifting away from purpose. You start losing the fire that was meant to guide you toward your destiny. Distractions don't always look dangerous. Sometimes they come disguised as opportunities. Sometimes they come as people who say the right things but drain your focus. Sometimes they come in the form of self-sabotage, procrastination, overthinking, perfectionism. That's why you have to train your awareness. You have to stay alert. You have to know what pulls you away from purpose and have the courage to cut it off, because every distraction you allow becomes a detour, and detours lead to delay. You can't multitask your way into mastery. You can't build something powerful with a divided mind. If you want to create impact, you need undivided focus. You need long hours of concentrated effort. You need routines that protect your momentum. You need discipline that doesn't flinch when distractions show up. That means making uncomfortable decisions. That means getting up earlier, cutting off the noise, spending time in solitude, creating space where growth can breathe. That means saying no even when it's easier to say yes. That means choosing purpose over pleasure, vision over validation, progress over popularity. You don't have time to waste. You don't have the luxury of entertaining everything that comes your way. There's too much at stake. Your future self is depending on your current discipline. Every minute you spend on distraction is a minute you could have spent getting better. Every hour you give away to something meaningless is an hour you could have poured into your craft. You are either building your dream or feeding your distractions. Every decision you make is a vote for who you're becoming. There are going to be seasons where you have to go silent. Seasons where you have to pull back from everything and everyone. Seasons where you're not available, not reachable, not seen, because you're in the lab putting in the work. And it's during those seasons that the real transformation happens. That's when the separation is created. That's when you grow in ways that others don't see until the results speak for you. But if you're constantly distracted, constantly explaining yourself, constantly checking in with the world instead of checking in with your goals, you're never going to reach the level you were created for. You've got to eliminate distractions like your life depends on it, because it does. Your future, your freedom, your legacy, they all depend on your ability to stay focused on what matters most. The world is full of noise. Every platform, every screen, every voice is fighting for your attention. But your attention is sacred. It's your most powerful currency. Where you place your focus determines what grows in your life. Place it on drama, you get stress. Place it on your past, you get stuck. Place it on your fears, you get paralyzed. But place it on growth, place it on faith, place it on action, and you get results. It's not just about eliminating the big distractions. It's about being brutally honest with yourself about the small ones. The little things you think don't matter, the extra scroll, the extra episode, the unnecessary conversation, those things add up. Those are the silent thieves. Those are the distractions that creep in when you're tired, when you're unmotivated, when you're looking for an escape. But the ones who win, the ones who rise, the ones who break through are the ones who notice those moments and choose discipline anyway. You're not here to be distracted. You're here to make impact. You're here to create something that lasts. You're here to become someone you can be proud of. But that version of you is not found in comfort. That version is found in the grind. That version is found when you eliminate the things that no longer serve you. When you stop entertaining what's easy and start pursuing what's necessary, when you stop listening to noise and start listening to purpose, that's when you take control. That's when you shift. That's when the game changes. Settling is choosing comfort over calling. Refuse to live beneath your potential. Every time you settle, you tell your future it's not worth fighting for. You tell your vision it's okay to shrink. You tell your soul it's fine to sleep on greatness, but the truth is, settling is betrayal. It's not just playing it safe, it's giving up without admitting it. It's a quiet surrender disguised as wisdom, a gentle fey, doubt disguised as peace, a slow death disguised as acceptance. And most people don't even realize they've settled until it's too late, until the fire is gone, until the hunger is replaced with habits that keep them busy but empty, until mediocrity becomes the new standard, until surviving feels like success. Settling is when you stop climbing and start camping. It's when you stop stretching and start making excuses. It's when you start calling average enough. But deep down, there's still a voice whispering that you were made for more. That voice doesn't go away. It just gets quieter the longer you ignore it. And when you settle, you begin to drown that voice with comfort, with distractions, with responsibilities that you weren't even meant to carry. You start choosing what's familiar over what's fulfilling. You start choosing what's easy over what's excellent. And slowly, your dream becomes a memory instead of a mission. You weren't born to be regular. You weren't created to just punch in and punch out, live for the weekends, retire and disappear. There's something in you that the world needs, a gift, a light, a fire that can shift everything around you. But you'll never unlock that level if you keep choosing what's comfortable. Greatness isn't comfortable. Growth isn't comfortable. Purpose isn't comfortable. You have to want it more than you want approval. You have to want it more than you want ease. You have to want it more than you want comfort, because settling is easy. It's easy to stay in a job you hate. It's easy to stay in a relationship that keeps you small. It's easy to stay in a mindset that tells you this is all there is. But what's easy today becomes regret tomorrow. Regret doesn't show up loud. It creeps in slowly. It shows up in the mirror. It shows up in the tension between who you are and who you were supposed to be. It shows up in the quiet moments when you wonder what could have happened if you had just tried harder, believed longer, stayed stronger. Settling is not just about what you lose. It's about what you never even get the chance to discover. Your talents stay hidden. Your ideas stay unspoken. Your greatness stays buried under a life that looked good on the outside, but was never aligned with who you really are. People settle because they're afraid. Afraid to fail, afraid to stand out, afraid to start over, afraid they're not good enough. But fear is a liar. Fear will tell you to stay where you are because at least you know what to expect. Fear will keep you small in the name of being smart. But growth requires risk. Destiny demands discomfort. You can't level up and hold on to the safety net. You have to jump. You have to move. You have to trust that the voice calling you to more is louder than the fear trying to hold you back. Don't let the world talk you out of your potential. Don't let people who settled for less convince you that you should too. Don't let moments of failure make you believe you're not worthy of success. The process is messy, the journey is hard, but the reward is real. The satisfaction of knowing you didn't take shortcuts, the pride of standing in your purpose, the joy of living a life that actually means something, that's the payoff for not settling. That's the result of chasing something bigger than your comfort zone. You owe it to yourself to find out what's on the other side of discipline, on the other side of risk, on the other side of getting uncomfortable enough to grow. You owe it to your future to keep pushing even when everything in you wants to pull back. You owe it to the people watching you, your family, your friends, the next generation, to model what it looks like to refuse to settle, to show them that average is a lie and excellence is a decision, that greatness isn't reserved for the lucky or the loud, it's for the ones who choose to never get comfortable. Settling is not about circumstances, it's about mindset. It's about what you decide is good enough, and if your definition of enough is less than what you were made for, then you're robbing the world of your gift. You're robbing yourself of a life you were destined to live. You can have comfort or you can have calling, but you can't have both. Comfort keeps you asleep. Calling wakes you up. Comfort says stay here. Calling says go further. Comfort says this is fine. Calling says there's more. And only one of them will lead you to fulfillment. So every day you wake up, you have to choose. Will you take the easy route or the right one? Will you listen to fear or faith? Will you chase average or chase purpose? Will you settle or will you rise? You don't get to live your potential by accident. You live it by intention, by sacrifice, by discipline, by refusing to accept anything less than what you know you're capable of becoming. Every breakthrough requires relentless discipline and unshakable commitment. It's not enough to want it. It's not enough to dream about it. It's not enough to talk about it or post about it or get excited when motivation hits. The ones who experience real breakthroughs, the ones who break through the walls of fear, of limitation, of excuses, of failure. They are the ones who stay disciplined when it's hard, who stay committed when the results don't show up, who stay locked in when everything around them is falling apart. Discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. Commitment is the anchor that keeps you from drifting. When the winds of life try to pull you off course, you have to decide that you're going to do it, whether it feels good or not. Whether people support you or not, whether it's convenient or not, that's what relentless discipline is. It's doing it again and again and again until the work becomes who you are, until showing up becomes your default, until pushing past the resistance becomes your habit. Discipline is not about how you feel, it's about who you've decided to be. It's about honoring your standards, not your mood, because your emotions will lie to you. They will tell you to quit, they will tell you to take a break, they will tell you to do it later. But your discipline must be louder than your feelings when you're building something big, something meaningful, something that can shift your life and impact others. You don't get the luxury of choosing when to show up. You show up tired, you show up frustrated, you show up uncertain, you show up scared, but you still show up. That's what unshakable commitment looks like. It's not glamorous, it's not easy, but it's necessary. Because there will be seasons where the only thing keeping you in the game is your commitment, not the applause, not the rewards, not the recognition. Just your decision that you will not stop, that you will not fold, that you will not leave until the work is done. Too many people are chasing breakthrough with a convenience mindset. They want results without resistance. They want success without sacrifice. They want purpose without pressure. But breakthrough doesn't work that way. Breakthrough requires discomfort. It requires discipline in the dark, when nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, when nobody is checking in on you. It requires commitment in silence, when the excitement is gone, when the hype has faded, when all that's left is the grind and the voice inside that keeps saying, "Don't quit, you don't just get to show up when it's fun." You have to show up when it's boring, you have to show up when it's repetitive, you have to show up when progress is invisible. That's how you earn your breakthrough. It's not given, it's not gifted, it's not handed to you because you want it bad enough. It's earned in the trenches. It's earned through the tears, through the sweat, through the days where quitting seems easier, but you keep going anyway. Every rep, every hour, every sacrifice is a brick in the foundation of your future. Discipline means you stop negotiating with excuses. It means you stop trying to find the easy way out. It means you stop lying to yourself about what's possible and start proving to yourself what's necessary. It means you do the work even when the work doesn't feel rewarding. Commitment means you plant your flag in the ground and say, "This is who I am now." Not sometimes, not when I feel like it, not when things are going well always, no matter what. Commitment doesn't have a back door. It doesn't come with a plan B. It says I'm all in and I'm not leaving until I get what I came for. The path to break through is often lonely. It's often filled with obstacles. You'll be misunderstood. You'll be underestimated. You'll be overlooked, but that's where the champions are forged, in the fire, in the rejection, in the struggle, in the silence. If you want to rise above average, you have to stop operating like everyone else. You have to stop quitting when it gets hard. You have to stop looking for shortcuts and start embracing the long road. That's where the growth is. That's where the strength is. That's where you become the version of yourself who can handle the breakthrough when it comes, because the breakthrough is not just about achieving something. It's about becoming someone. It's about becoming the kind of person who can be trusted with the opportunity, who can sustain the success, who can lead with humility, who can carry the weight of purpose without breaking. And that person is only built through discipline and commitment, through consistent action over time. Through the decision to keep going again and again, no matter how hard it gets. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't wait for more motivation. Don't wait for a sign. You are the sign. Your work is the sign. Your discipline is the sign. Your commitment is the evidence that you believe in what you're building, even if nobody else sees it yet. That's the mindset that unlocks breakthrough. That's the heart that shifts atmospheres. That's the posture that leads to elevation. Not luck, not hype, not magic. Just discipline and commitment, repeated until the walls fall down and the doors swing open. You weren't built for average. Stay locked in until your reality matches your dream. Average was never the plan. You were never meant to blend in, follow the crowd, or settle into a life that doesn't reflect your true potential. From the beginning, there was something different in you, something louder than doubt, something stronger than fear, something deeper than the opinions of others. But over time, life tried to beat that out of you. Challenges came, people laughed, failures stacked, and somewhere along the way, average started to feel comfortable, safe, acceptable, but deep inside, you still know that average doesn't satisfy you. It doesn't inspire you, it doesn't fulfill you. You weren't made for average outcomes, average habits, or average thinking. Staying locked in means remembering why you started. It means you hold onto your vision so tight that nothing can shake it loose. Not the disappointments, not the doubts, not the distractions. Staying locked in means that when life pushes, you push harder. When life gets quiet, you keep speaking to your dream. You keep building, keep climbing, keep grinding, until what you see in your mind shows up in your life. But that takes a level of focus most people don't understand. It takes blocking out the noise. It takes saying no to the things that dilute your energy. It takes getting up earlier, staying up later, sacrificing short-term comfort for long-term greatness. You don't get to greatness on accident. You don't stumble into impact. You have to create it, build it, fight for it. You have to wake up every single day with a fire that says, I'm not leaving this level until I've outgrown it. That kind of mindset doesn't come from hype. It comes from hunger. Hunger to grow, hunger to lead, hunger to become everything you said you would be. But hunger alone is not enough. Hunger without discipline is just noise. Hunger without consistency is just fantasy. You have to back it up with action daily, repeatedly, relentlessly. Average says you've done enough. Greatness says do more. Average says take the shortcut. Greatness says take the stairs. Average says just get by. Greatness says rise above. When you stay locked in, you stop comparing yourself to others and start comparing yourself to your potential. You start measuring your day not by comfort but by progress. You stop asking, did I finish? And start asking, did I grow? That's the shift. That's the separation. That's the mindset of someone who refuses to let their future be a casualty of distraction. There will be moments when your reality feels like the opposite of your dream, moments where the vision seems impossible, where the people around you don't believe in it, where even you start to question it. That's when staying locked in matters the most. That's when you silence the noise and double down on discipline. You don't need more applause. You don't need more validation. You need more grit, more belief, more reps, more nights spent building when no one's watching, more mornings where you rise before doubt wakes up, more days where you give everything. Even when you feel like you have nothing left. You weren't built to be average because there is purpose in your pain. There is strength in your scars, and there is fire in your soul. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs the full version of you. But the full version doesn't emerge when you take it easy. It doesn't show up when you wait for motivation. It only rises when you demand more from yourself. When you stay committed through the discomfort, when you stop giving power to excuses and start taking ownership of your outcome. Your dream is waiting on the other side of your persistence. Staying locked in means doing the work even when it feels like nothing's changing. It means staying consistent when the results are invisible. It means understanding that progress is often silent but never wasted, that every rep matters, every decision matters, every moment of effort compounds into a life of impact. You don't need to see the full picture to trust the process. You just need to take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Because every small step forward is a vote for the life you said you wanted when your reality doesn't yet match your dream. It's not a sign to quit, it's a sign to focus, to lean in, to sharpen your edge, to double your discipline, because if you stay locked in long enough, your habits will start working in your favor, your skills will compound, your mindset will evolve, your surroundings will shift, your life will begin to reflect what you once only imagined. But only if you don't break, only if you don't bend, only if you don't settle for something less just because it's easier. You weren't built for average. You were built for excellence, for resilience. For vision, you were built to lead, built to overcome, built to finish. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is your ability to stay locked in, to stay consistent, to stay humble but hungry, to stay grounded but fierce, to stay focused on the end result until your reality bows to the vision that's lived inside you since the beginning.